Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. It is the Arsenal versus Everton preview. Massive game. Arsenal return to the Premier League. Arsenal return in Premier League action, looking to strengthen their title position. Everton travel to the Emirates. Mikel Arteta's side have ground out results, while David Moyes' Everton come in one of the league's most strongest away records this season. Everton have enjoyed an excellent run on the road, sitting third in away form ranking since Moyes' return, while Arsenal boost most goals scored and fewest conceded in the division. Wayne, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Tony. You all right, matey?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I don't know what I've done with my dinner. Put too much shit in it, and it was really salty, so I'm absolutely starving. So I'm
I
bear
mean,
with
you
me.
could have ate pigeon like I did tonight, but I mean,
Yeah,
at
we'll
least
go
you
for a
have proper
Morley's, yeah.
chicken.
Do you know what? I normally rock a Morley's on a Friday. Nice chicken burger, but I thought I'd try and be healthy, and I completely fucked it up.
Yeah,
So
it's
I've got
always
a
the way,
missus
mate.
indoors that's absolutely starving.
Yeah, I think you
And
know what. You know, after this stream, I think you're going to have to get yourself a Morley's, matey, and you and her get a chicken burger each.
Or a cheeky Mackie D's or something, mate. Yeah. Guys, if you're just joining, please smash the like button, please subscribe, get involved in the comments. Is it something that we're going to be saying on every stream, Wayne, that this is a must-win game of football?
There's every Premier League game until it's mathematically impossible for anyone to catch us is going to be the most important game, Tone. Excuse me, sorry guys, because I'm trapped in my throat. I apologise. Hopefully it's not chicken bone. Every game is going to be important, son. Listen, the context of this game is what you've just said as well. Is Everton have got a really great away record. I hate David Moyes' ability to come to the Emirates and get a result. I like David Moyes as a manager, by the way. I don't hate him in any way, shape, or form. I hate the way that he knows how to come to the Emirates. So I am wired tomorrow. I'm obviously going there, as you know, and some of the regular watchers will know. I'm going to the match tomorrow. I'm not actually looking forward to it because I just think this is a David Moyes speciality coming. But he was very he did praise as well, and he was asking people what is your problem. And what you're describing with set pieces and what Arsenal do, he said, "What's your problem?" Well, and he said it to a reporter today, and fair play to him. Tone, listen, the context of this game is we win it before City play, we go 10 points clear. If we draw,
that's the objective.
Draw, it's only 8 points. If we lose, we're where we are. All we need to do is put the pressure on Man City, dude. But listen, you can't take anything for granted. You can't take playing a David Moyes team for granted. But we're more than capable of the Emirates of doing it. We had 5 games, Tone, out of 8 at the Emirates. Win every one of them, and I think we can. You have to win every one personally in your home matches. But that's 15 points. Get some results away from home, and you'll be looking at it quite good. But there's a lot of football to come. Every game is important. Oh, brilliant. Well, cheers for joining, Malcolm, my friend. On. Good evening.
Mate. All right, lads, I will be there tomorrow. It will be a 1-0 to the Arsenal. We are not good in attack, but we can defend well, lad.
I'll be there as well. Well, my friend Malcolm, I'll be sitting there. I'll obviously be sitting in the Arsenal end. I won't be joining you, but yeah, listen, I don't share his thing. I think David Moyes will set up to frustrate Tone. I think, but as he said, if you get a goal, they've got to come at us, haven't they? So that's the important thing.
I think that's the objective of all these games coming up. If we score early, it does work well in our favour because teams have to come out that low block that most teams are going to be playing. When they come to the Emirates, every team sits in a low block to frustrate. Hence why we've had to score from corners this season.
And as I say, I'd go back to that West Ham game time with David Moyes when he was still the manager. And the highlight of the game was when David Raya literally chased down Ward-Prowse in the midfield, tackled him, done a little trick and carried the ball because we were struggling all game. And listen, at the end of the day, like you got a manager like David Moyes, that's how he sets up, and that's why I kept saying to the West Ham boys, I said, I know that obviously you're thinking about progression and stuff like that, but he's a steady manager. Ask any Everton fan what he was doing at the start when he was there as Everton manager. And I've always Like, always liked him in the sense that I just think he's just a steady manager. You know, he shouldn't have gone to Man United. It was a mistake, but he's your steady manager. You know,
Yeah.
David Moyes, who a team could do with David Moyes right now, and I don't mean any disrespect to
Tottenham.
Malcolm if you're watching or any Evertonian out there, but Tottenham could use a David Moyes right now.
Yeah.
You know what? Just steady the ship, and this is what he's done with Everton. He's back where he belongs anyway, Tone, because that's where he started and where he made his name. But yeah, listen, I am praising him. I'm more likely hate him tomorrow if he's doing something I don't want him to do, but I'm hoping not because we need the 3 points, matey. But I think it'd be a frustrating one. We can't underestimate a David Moyes team coming to the Emirates, mate.
Yeah. Before we get into that as well, I suppose to discuss the Brighton manager coming out and backtracking on his comments and apologising to Arteta.
I've
What
got a
an
funny thing to say,
absolute
but I want
ball.
you to finish what you say first, dude.
No, go on. Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to interrupt you. I do apologise, mate. What it was why you said that. One Gooner on the X as I say, guys. If anyone watching with this channel, please follow the Gooner Booth. We're on TikTok, Instagram. We're on X as well.
It's all at the bottom of the screen, guys.
And it's on the bottom of the screen forever. Just give us a follow.
Yeah.
But listen, I went on there. Someone went. I wonder why he's apologising for. Who do you think we got? Who they got next? Sunderland. Who plays for Sunderland?
Shaka.
And they said Shaka's waiting for him after his comments. I mean, I thought that was quite a funny one. I thought,
Yeah.
I thought, he might be a little bit angry. But yeah, listen, mate, I get the heat of the moment, right? But you G'd up them Brighton fans as if we were rivals with them, right? And as you said, you had the sound in it. I can't back it up, but what you're saying to me tells me I know exactly what they were doing. He's had them comments pre-game. He's rolled the fans up. They're doing everything. They're on top. Post match as well. He's riling people up, getting up, mate. Where are you coming from? Like, where are you coming from with this time?
idea,
You know what I mean? Like we have no history with you. We have no rivalry. You've come up. How long did they come up? Like what? 6 years ago? About 7 years ago. It was now. Was it? No, yeah, 7, 8 years ago. 2017, 18, or whatever it was. Right. We have not had any rivalry with Brighton. Yet this guy's coming out, giving it about winning a football match. You've got to win a football match. Mourinho, as I've said prior on private stream 20 years ago, Tone, do you think that a Chelsea team that had not won the league in how many years gave an absolute flying fucking shit that they would how they played? Mourinho went 1-0 up, shook his assistant manager's hands and said, "Here we," and they defended, right? And they were turgid. Their football was not great, but Mourinho won back-to-back Premier League titles playing that way, Tone. Didier Drogba up front, Petacek, John Terry Carvalho. He had Makelele there. He had his system. Now we're trying to do it, and we're thugs. We're anti-football. We're ruining football. Like, what's the difference, Tone? We play beautiful football under Wenger, won 2 doubles, went unbeaten the season prior. Mourinho comes in, sets the team up. He's the special one. He's the magic one. Everyone loves Mourinho. You know, there's the hatred comes from the fact that they don't want to know what happens when Arsenal win this Premier League. They do not want to know. So that's why there's a lot of hate from everywhere, media, rival fans, because once it happens, Tone, that's when I think the floodgates will open, mate.
No, I agree. No, I do. I was listening to a bit of the press conference today with Arteta, and some of the questions, honestly, these fucking
This
journalists.
is what I'm saying, Tony. It's so unprofessional, mate.
Well, then, what I think Arteta, how would you feel? Do you feel like your football is turning the Premier League into a completely different style of play, and how you think you think your style of play is going to eventually ruin the Premier League? And I'm like, he's not the only one scoring from corners.
Mate.
But it's the lowest scoring Premier League season as well. In terms of, I think there's been a handful of games that have been more than 4 goals this season.
Yeah.
So it's not just us; it's the league as a whole.
You know what it is, mate. Is as I said to you, and again, I've said it when we've had Dave on the stream, we've had Ben, we've had guys. They can back me up, and guys, I don't know if people have watched the stream prior to that, but when we first started, I said what it is he's getting every string to his bow, Tone, right? Mikel isn't just sitting there and setting, because look, he played beautiful football in 22-23, and what happened? You know, we played beautiful football. We were smashing teams 5-6-0, right, away from home, and we were playing everyone, beating them in 23-24. We still lost out. We lost to Aston Villa, and we still lost out by 2 points to Man City. This guy knows that he can set a football team up to play beautiful football, Tone. What he's doing is he is trying to control he's being antagonistic, yeah. But he realizes he has to get over the line. So it doesn't matter how good your football is, Tone. Get enough points to lift that trophy come the end of the season, and then he can go, right, monkeys off my back, and he'll go and he can play he can play expansive football. He can let the handbrake off. I think that's what we've said over before. Let the handbrake off, Mikel. But when you have to sit here in hindsight, Tone, and it's been made online, and it's when you look at it from when you've got a calmer head, this football club and we as fans and that manager need to win trophies. However you do it, you need to win trophies.
Yeah, Malcolm's got a good point. Why do Arsenal fans care too much about this? Do you know what? I wouldn't. I think the reason why
Yeah, we
we're
shouldn't care,
getting the ump with
Malcolm.
it,
You're
mate,
right, mate. We
and
shouldn't
we
care at
shouldn't
all.
care,
We shouldn't
But
care at all, mate.
what we're getting the ump with is everyone's acting like we're the only team that have corner kicks, but we've found a way to win games, and I think everyone's getting the ump with it because our Arsenal aren't playing ugly football. But Malcolm, I think obviously we're Arsenal fans, as you already know. But the last 10 years, we've been playing this beautiful football, and we've had the tag are too soft, and they can't face it with the big boys. Now that we've found a way to win games, and we've found a way to get through big games as well, we're now getting battered for it. That we're cheats, we're dark arts, we're time wasters, we're we play ugly football. It's boring. Don't get me wrong. I was quite bored on Wednesday. I'm not going to lie. We weren't
We're
playing
not going to
great.
lie, Tone. That,
Right?
that was poor. It was boring, yeah.
But the agenda is absolutely nuts. All the things that are coming out. We can't win either way. If we lose a game by trying to play beautiful football with bottlers, Arteta's found a way to keep us mentally strong, right, and strong as a team, right. That years ago we would never have found a way to win a game of football by nicking a corner. Sometimes you need that in a game. It's like, you think them teams down the bottom, if you think West Ham score a corner against Man City, you think they're going to go, oh, ugly football, really? Do you think they're going to care?
As if Spurs at this moment in time are going to be moaning if they score off the backside of someone against Liverpool, having been somehow managed to keep them out, and they score a goal by ricocheting off the back of like fucking Romero's arsehole, but the ball's gone in the back of the net. The game finishes 1-0 for a set piece. Mate, you're not going to complain. This is what I'm saying. But Tone, that's what I'm saying to you, mate. There's a wider thing. It's all ex-Man United fans are coming out. Schmeichel mentioned Arsenal again when it was a different game, yet Arsenal came into it again. These guys have got agendas because they know what is going to happen when this football club starts winning stuff, like I've said. But have you noticed it's so many all the Man United fans, and then you got like John Obi Mikel, who's clearly smoking something.
Oh fucking hell, yeah!
Because the stuff he's coming out with, he shouldn't be allowed to get airtime or pod time.
Yeah, he's
gone. What is he on? What is he smoking? Mate, you play for Chelsea, who were the biggest cheaters in the world anyhow.
Yeah.
And the stuff, your history of that football club, and how you in the last 20 odd years you've got where you've got. Let's not talk about being cheaters, mate, because there's pretty sure some finances will come up that'll tell you what cheaters are if you're referring to cheaters. On the football pitch, it's about getting every kind of bit of I would say to you, and we agree, guys at work as well, they're not watching this, Tone, by the way, but we're talking to them. We can all sit here and say that was an extremely soft penalty about Madueke.
Yeah.
Right.
We said it on the watch long, Wayne. That wasn't.
We said it, and we will back. I will back that up.
That was given against us. I'd be fuming.
We would be fuming if it was 1-0. We would be, and we've said that. Unfortunately, it becomes part and parcel of the game. But that was extremely soft.
But then
I think the referee was trying to level things up? Who knows? But
one thing I will say, Wayne, is I was actually on the watch long. Actually, at the beginning of the game, I was like, "Oh, fair play, ref," right? But then listening to a few of the pundits and stuff, and it's like maybe the ref was shit. He should. There was a few occasions where he should have he lost his bottle there. He should have sent the guy off because that was a red card offence, a second yellow.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, the guy goes on the scores. But let's take nothing away, Wayne. That if we play like we did on Wednesday, tomorrow, right, we are going to drop points. I'm telling you, Everton will pick us off. They've got all their players back. Grealish is back, right? That's one to watch, and he likes going to the Emirates. Got a good record. Leads me on to my next point. Here's some stats for you, Wayne, for Everton, right?
Yeah, go on, mate.
I want you to come back to me on these. Everton are unbeaten in the last 6 away games, winning their most recent 2. Remember, Newcastle 3-2 as a big game at St James's Park. The third best defensive record in the league with 33 goals conceded in 29 games.
Yeah.
Significant away wins this season at Manchester United, Aston Villa, Fulham, Newcastle, and more. Now, this isn't an easy game tomorrow. There's no qualms about it. We've got to go out there. If you want to win the league, you've got to get through these games. Right? They're going to turn up tomorrow. They're not really getting relegated. They're not really going to be able to get European spots. This is a dangerous game because they've got a bit of freedom. You know, the last 8 games, they're just going to get as much points on the board as possible. There's no pressure on Moyes. His job is there next year. That club is going to turn up tomorrow really relaxed, right? And we're not. We're going to be one misplaced pass. The crowd are going to be nervous, moany. At the point where I'm getting to the point where I know we've got more home games, but I'm not sure if that's an advantage because we want to win so bad that every little thing is going to make that stadium nervous, right? And Moyes will know that, so he'll go out of his way to make the Arsenal supporters nervous. 30 minutes gone, Wayne, if it's 0-0, there'll be moans and groans, there'll be desperation in that stadium. So I'm actually quite worried about tomorrow's game.
No, as I say to you, mate, I join that. And I echo your sentiment because I mean, you got like Grealish back in, he'll set them up, and Moyes is one of those managers that could easily, he don't need a striker the way he plays and the way he can set his team up, and he can frustrate you, and he knows how to, as I will say, I respect the guy personally, and I think give Everton the respect. I mean, listen, if you get it's vital we go 1-0 up. Because I think that's when he's got Everton got to come out a bit.
Early goal.
So you need to go in that first half because the nerves will start to go a bit, and I think it's understandable because for 22 years, we've been also rans, we've been like, as someone say, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. We weren't the bridesmaid for a lot because some days we weren't even nowhere near second or nowhere near competing for the league, but we were playing great football. The football this season isn't turgid, Tone. It's controlled and at times boring because we have such a great defence. We haven't. If we all look at it, if we all ask ourselves deep down, this isn't a world class attack. We have not got a world class attacking unit. And I've said that. I said like Gyökeres isn't world class. He's a world-class finisher when the moment arrives, when he gets the ball. He can put the ball in the back of the net very well when he gets an opportunity. It's him getting in the right places. But it's a whole different thing, stepping on a different point. What I'm saying is Saka is, when he's at the top of his game, can be a world-class player. This injury has really I think it's really, really made him struggle. But Madueke is good. He's decent. He's not world-class. Trossard and Martinelli, definitely not. Jesus...
What?
Not Havertz
why
is good.
Saka, Wayne? So I was going to stop you there. Why you said Saka? I see an ex comment earlier today. Right, I was going to get your thoughts on this before we get into your starting 11. Someone turned around and said, and Joe and I was like, he literally said, "Look, since Saka signed his new contract, right? I'm sorry to say this, he's on 300 grand a week. Now he's set for life." He went, "Is it me or was Wednesday a really good example of him not now giving a shit?" I looked at that, I was like, is that harsh or is that the reality of what we're looking at?
I'd hope not. There's people as well, Tone, which I won't repeat what they said because as much as we swear, it's not this kind of channel to say stuff like this. But he's basically saying extracurricular activities with his girlfriend could also be it. This is one thing. Listen. this kid. I will always go back to the tweet. Why I love Saka is the moment A, how he burst onto the scene, and B, that he said you deserve more Arsenal fans. And there's him with a picture of him. He's got his head between his legs. He's carried this club as best
Would
as he
you
can for
would
years
you
on his
agree with
shoulder.
him? Would
You
you
know.
agree with the comment? There's another comment that I was reading as well. Would you agree that was his worst game in an Arsenal shirt on
No,
Wednesday?
listen. I think there's he's got a lot more worse to come when what he's done for us. I mean, like someone said as well, like I can't remember who said it, but it was again, as I say, I'm like yourself, Tone. Obviously, going on like when you get from work, you need a bit of you need an escape from it, and you go online, excuse me,
Yeah.
and you see comments and people have said, listen, it's that. No, that's it. It was I think it was Mark. Was it no? It was Anders Limpard. That's the one. I mean, he's not going to watch it, but I apologise, Anders, because I loved you as a kid. He was a great flying winger. But he said when you've got that injury tone, I mean, let's be real, guys. His hamstring come off his leg, like literally come off his bone. Sorry, not his leg, but you know what I mean. That hamstring tore. When it tears off the bone, right? So that's got to be repaired. You've got to rest. It's prepared. That's not an easy injury to get past. Is that
Yeah.
as well? And people can't be saying about. I mean, listen. Good luck to him and his girlfriend, could be soon to wife, whatever it might be. I'm not saying I don't want to say that, and it's not that. What people and players do is been doing it for years. You know, Perry Groves was a faint womanizer in the Arsenal dressing room, but he turned up for us when we needed it. Players in that like from about 88 to 91. He was a good player. They turned up on the match day, Tone. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. He's just confidence is low. We can't get on his back for one extremely poor game because as much as he's had games where he's been quite anonymous or he's not kind of impacted it, if he's hitting a dip, he dipped, and Arteta saw it. Because when is the last time you see Arteta take Saka off after 59 minutes?
Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah.
say my team, and obviously I don't want to spoil it. You'll get to that. I want to just explain myself as well. This isn't me digging Saka out. I just think he'd sit this one out because I think he again like you need Saka fully firing for these next couple of months' time. And as Arsenal fans, we have to remain whatever the 300k you can look at. It's frustrating, yeah, but I don't think he's not going to not give a shit about Arsenal Football Club. I just think there's something at this moment with that hammy in his head, and I still believe as well you can maybe try him on the left or in the middle again, taking on. But let's not get on his shoulders quite yet, Tone. I think he's earned the right, to perform bad. But if he carries on into next season and it's still not improving, questions have to be asked. I mean, people are asking and saying Bowen starts before him, Madueke starts before him. So that maybe
Well,
that could be a
you'd
positive.
you'd have to be blunt on the current form of all them three players. You'd have to say that maybe he isn't on the first on the right
What
for
what
England.
I've said I might have said on the stream or previous things, Tone, that for us to be so comfortable in this title, to be in this title race, would be that we've had Bukayo Saka fit, firing, and producing Salah levels like Liverpool had last year. Salah was unreal. Whether it was from yeah, it might have been penalties, but
Yeah.
he would bang a goal in. But they also had other players, God rest his soul as well. We had what's his
Jota.
name,
Jota.
Jota, and God rest his soul. Diego, we had what's his name on the other wing, Diaz. Sorry, Nunes played a certain way, but he knew how to play because he still played to them strength slot as much as he wasn't prolific. Liverpool had the answers. If you had a Diaz in form, like look, Trossard and Martinelli have not been anywhere near good enough in the last couple of months on that left hand side. They haven't done what you'd want a left winger to do. Saka has been in and out, and he's also not produced anything anywhere near. You know, we've had to rely on having a solid defence and nicking a goal by hook or by crook, however it goes in. Tone. So you have to. Sometimes we have to suffer, and I think there will be a lot more suffering for
Yeah.
90 minutes. A lot more
Yeah.
grey hairs up there, wherever it may be. But I think that's the thing. He's not producing it, but I think we still have to, in my opinion, he still gave us a lot, and I still hope because Bukayo Saka, fully flowing, top form, can be world class.
Yeah.
It's just getting back to them levels, Tone, and he's struggling at the moment.
Yeah, I've not seen it so far this season, Wayne. I think we need him more than ever now to get us through these games.
We've not seen Bukayo Saka's levels at all this year.
No.
That's a statement to make, mate. Definitely.
Cool. Good segue on to your starting 11, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Let's do this.
Cool. Well, talking of Saka, he's not in your starting 11.
I'm thinking about this. I did forget to say, dude, and I will mention it to you today. But again, I know he's another one who's been kind of in and out. But again, it could be obviously a lot of football intensity games. It's higher intensity than playing in bloody Championship and Portugal. So I think you can cut him a bit of slack because at moments where it's not great. But Gyökeres didn't train today apparently. Ødegaard, Trossard, and Gyökeres didn't train or weren't spotted in first team training apparently. So as much as I've said this and done this prior to finding that news out, again, this is not said by the club, by the way. It's just someone. That's what they reckon. If that's the case, if they're telling the truth or they're telling a load of porkies, I would say that Saka would come in and I'd put Havertz up top in that starting lineup.
You play Saka in the 10 tomorrow.
I'd put Havertz up top. I would try. I want them three behind him because I still don't. I think that Martinelli and Trossard, which someone said online, and I 100% agree. But it's also been my fault, which I will back myself up. I'm not taking anyone's ideas and what they say when I'm reading these stuff out. I still believe that the likes of Trossard and Martinelli are finishers, are impact players. Trossard starting doesn't help. He's obviously not going to. He might not be fit for the game zone, but I don't think Martinelli needs to start. I think come off the bench, ease your tired legs behind the line, stretcher. You know what I mean? He stretches that. He needs to be. He's an impact sub-tone. So I want to start. If Gyökeres ain't fit, I will have Eze. It has to be Eze, Saka, and Noni to start behind Havertz.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, if you ever watch this stream, can you please put Eze on the left because Wayne's trying every single squad now. He's got Eze on the
Not enough now, Tone. I'll keep
He's
going.
desperate for it. He's desperate.
No, but Tone, the problem I'm desperate for it is because I said in the summer, and I will say to you right now that, but when they started, they've been in good form. But Trossard has fell off a cliff, right?
Yeah, Martinelli weren't great either.
Martinelli hasn't been great either, right? We haven't got a great left winger, and the only person that can play there is Eze. And I said in the stream, but he won't do it because of one mistake against Aston Villa. But for crying out loud, we haven't got the quality starting left winger. Start him there. If it doesn't work out, you've got Trossard and Martinelli to do it. But this season, that's the problem.
He done a job for Palace out there, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying, Tony. But why? I've said, as I said on the stream, why did we pay the money for him if we weren't had the idea? And why didn't we go for Rodrigo if we weren't going to play Eze as a left winger? Because we said in the summer we need a left winger, and when they signed Eze over Rodrigo, I said to you, I love Eze. I think he'd be great out there, and I think you put him out there, you'd have it. At the time, it's Ødegaard in the 10. I still think he can find a way back. At this moment in time, it's not looking great for him because he's still out with his knee injury. But why have we spent 60 million on him and still not brought in a replacement left winger? And a lot of people's argument as well, Tone, is that if you look at it, other than PSG, we've got Dewey, Barcola, Dewey, I think Doue, if I can pronounce that right, and that Georgian fella, Kiri.
Kvadsky or something. Yeah.
What crap, guys? We can't pronounce. We apologise, but because, but he is a brilliant player. Come from Napoli, they signed him. Fair play to him. He is a world class winger. We can't, unless we're going to go down to a Barcola, which I think will be the same as a Martinelli. Dewey he's good enough, but that's your winger. They're not selling that guy, Kaveri, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he's not coming. But he's he is an Arsenal type player. He ain't coming. So there's not really an absolutely brilliant left winger out there. anyway, which I get that. But if you're signing Eza, why has he not started and not gone out into the market? I know money was tight. Money was a bit obviously. I get that. You've got your striker in. You've got your backup to Saka, which was a lot of money, by the way. Which I won't. I will argue that. I will say to you, and I agree with. That Noni was a lot of money for me. But if you're not putting Noni out there, or you're not putting Eza out there, why have you signed them? You've got Saka. You've got obviously he's not been great form time, but why is Trossard, he goes in all the time. Well, Trossard hasn't been doing it now for a couple of months. You've got Eza,
Yeah,
you've got Noni or whatever.
yeah,
Give it a go for crying out loud, because the guys' forms have dipped and they are impact players.
yeah. Do you know another player that's fallen off a cliff is Jesus. He come back. He was so sharp. He was good. Now he's just shit. Whenever he comes on, he come on in the Champions
Yeah.
League. Hardly
He
done a
didn't win a
thing.
duel or touch the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be worried if Jock is out for this game. You say he didn't train. If he's out for this game, I'll be worried that Havertz will probably go up front, but Havertz can't give us the full 90 minutes at this moment in time.
Havertz can't, and it's quite risky as well, Tone, to give him the full 90 because his
Yeah.
body's still getting used to it. He is vital to the running at this moment in time. And like a Jasper was saying, in terms of Eza, I know obviously he's more likely not on the stream because we've not heard from him, but what he was saying about Eza, like waiting for him to kick in. Well, the thing is, we're waiting for an early guard who's got a knee injury to come in the final couple of months. Still waiting on Saka to turn into form. We're waiting for Havertz to be fully fit to kind of be Havertz style running. This team is functioning half thing. It's like it's like a steam. It's the steam train with no bloody coal, half a bit of coal, and you're not fully functioning at what the full top speed as you should. Players are not all the way there, Tone. They're not fully fit. They're not fully there. Jesus, for me, as a physical footballer, I think he's shot. Is what you want to know. He can give you moments of 20 minutes here and there, but he is physically shot to be playing at a top level, in my opinion. He's had multiple injuries for us, and I just don't think he's physically all there to do what Arteta wants him to do. He's just that extra body tone. So, you're right. But listen, if Mikel reckons he's going to start because he doesn't want to risk Havertz and he puts a ball in the back of it, I'll celebrate him. But I'll still say, and I'll still be blue in the face, that I think he's one of those. He's another guy that he needs to realise he's an impact player, and he can't come on in a Champions League game and do fuck all for that amount of time when he should have just it proved to me, which I said on the stream, and you'll back me up and anyone watching it at that time. Why did you take Jock off? You've just put another guy who done fuck all as well in up front, while Jock and Havertz have actually linked up. I just don't think Havertz and Jesus are that compatible either, Tone. So I just don't know what he's playing.
We haven't seen enough of Havertz and Jock for me. We haven't seen enough.
Not enough. And he takes Jock off when we're struggling. Listen, unless Jock had a knock, we don't know about, and he's taken him out, and that's why he's not trained. He could be one where he's trained the day before. He's been given a day off. We don't know, but that's what I would have started them, because I'm adamant I want to see it. I'm also adamant that as much as obviously I've been praising Saka and I will be I'm on his side, I think Noni has done enough to kind of start this game, and it's not in any disrespect to Everton, but I think the likes of like a Saka, Zubi needs resting Tone. I'd change the fullbacks, or at least one of them.
Well, Timber looked knackered, didn't he?
Timber's knackered. This is no disrespect to Nkapie, but I think it's why you've got to start trying to integrate Calafiori back, because Calafiori at the start, the Calafiori from August to December was phenomenal. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
We need that guy back. We need that form back.
And we need him back in form as well, because it'd be a good thing. But I just think, obviously, in Nkapie as well, you got games coming thick and fast, so he's got to rotate well. And I think Zubi needs to be kind of rested Tone as well. I think he's as we said on the stream, he's in the red zone, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's a stat for you for the Gooners here. Everton have won just one of their last 29 Premier League away games at Arsenal. So it's not an easy place for everyone to come to. So they're going to be well aware of that.
Yeah, well, look, let's hope that goes into our favour. I mean, it doesn't go on a Moyes if you put Moyes as
Well, look, there's another stat for you, Wayne.
Go on
Since
then, mate.
David Moyes' return, only Arsenal have taken more Premier League away points than Everton.
There you go.
What's the stat that is? You wouldn't
Yeah,
even think of that,
yeah.
would you? With Man City the way they are and that stuff. But yeah, Everton.
Well,
He's you know what? Moyes deserves a lot of credit because he's come
he
back
does.
in.
He does.
I've
Though.
done a
He
good
does.
job there. He's done a good job there.
No,
Like
but
if
that's what I'm saying.
Malcolm's still watching, let me know your thoughts on Moyes, mate. Like, do you like him? I think he's come back in and done a job
I
for
think
you.
for Everton, he's so. I mean, Dyche. Sean Dyche was a certain way, but
Yeah,
Everton fans as well. And in all due respect, it's not for me, for an Arsenal fan, to say what anyone wants anyway. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting an opinion that I rate Moyes enough to say, in all due respect, as a club, if you're in and out the relegation or whatever, don't do what Charlton done, where they got rid of Kirbishley and they free fell, down the leagues, and they've just started to come back up again. They're keeping themselves into the Championship at the moment. Had a good result the other night, but my point being is West Ham got rid of Moyes and then they went, you know, and this Nuno, who was wrongly sacked at Nottingham Forest because he got an opinion, fell out with
yeah,
Edu, fell out with whatever. That's now for Nottingham Forest. They will struggle now because Nuno will steady the ship at West Ham and he will improve them next year if he's got the backing. But West Ham when they were like, oh, this is that, and I would tell you, David Moyes isn't there to entertain you. He's not there to entertain you. He's there to get results. He's there to steady the ship and keep you stable as a football club. That's all he does. That's what he's going to do. And look what he did. He out of it, Tony. He
yeah.
got the cup, didn't he? Is it the
Conference League Cup, yeah.
Conference League trophy, mate? That's all he's going to do. He's going to do efficient football, and he's going to frustrate the likes of us when he goes away.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's got a
And
game plan, how he sees the football. Deal
yeah,
with
the
it
one,
or
the
what?
worrying
He's
thing
just a
for me
steady manager, Tone.
is also he knows how Rice ticks as well.
That's what I'm saying, mate. So he does, and it has to. This has to go saying. That's why I want to be respectful. And you're gonna ask me the awkward question of at the end when we start to shut the screen down of what I think the score is, mate. Because Tone, I could tell you with my
While
heart
we're on
heart's
that,
full of.
it's a bit of a quiet night. There's not many comments in there. Get some
Yeah.
comments in, guys, if you're watching. But yeah, what is your score prediction, Wayne? Let's go. Let's just do it. Go on, go for it.
I think they can. I think they will frustrate at some point throughout the game. I think we will be 2-1 to the Arsenal. I've got to go to
2-1.
the Arsenal.
2-1.
I'm hoping 2-0 Tone, but as you said, Jude Grealish is back. If they go to Newcastle and can turn them over 3-2, they're more than capable of coming us and getting a goal. And I hope we keep them out, but I'll go with
Yeah.
that. I wish for a 2-0, could be 2-1. Hopefully we go 2-0 up first and then they nick a goal, but then it'll be awkward, won't it then? But
Yeah.
to say I'm worried, Tone, it's not so much because I'm going. I'd be worried if I was sitting indoors watching it. But I just David Moyes' team. I think we need to be respectful of that. I think he knows how to play. What would you say, matey? What's your score
Well,
prediction?
you know what? You took the scoreline I was thinking of. Rather than repeating with yourself, I'll probably go 1-0. I think that, and you know what? I've got a feeling that we probably will nick a set piece goal. Excuse me. Yeah, because it's going to be so tight. It's going to be so. He's going to frustrate. They're going to kill the game off. They're going to waste time. Pickford is really good at killing time. Retro, good evening, mate.
Evening, Retro. Thanks for joining, mate. Good evening, matey.
Predictions for Everton game, mate. What are your thoughts?
Chuck them in the comments, matey. Chuck them in the comments. We're closing down soon, so chuck it in the comments. Let us know, mate.
Guys, get your comments in.
If you've missed 2-1 with me, Tony's gone 1-0. Basically, we've both gone by one goal.
It will be tight.
I was too confident. I weren't too confident, but I thought Hertzler's team might be a little bit emotional, might leave gaps. They didn't have Dunk, and I was wrong. We squeezed a rather stressful 1-0. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go again and hope, but I can't see it with a David Moyes team. Tone. They won't be open.
The
as
first
much
thing
in that
Moyes is going to
discipline.
look to do tomorrow, mate, he's going to look to kill the crowd off. He's going to kill the crowd off. That'll be by sitting, slowing the game down whenever way he can. Pickford's going to
Yeah.
wind you guys up as well,
Pickford
wind us
will
up.
hold the ball.
He'll
He'll
hold the
change.
ball. He'll
He'll
take his
change.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
All the
He'll
all the
change where he's going to take the kick from time.
all
Yeah,
the shithousery that people accuse us of doing, Everton are going to do in full swing tomorrow, just to kill the game off, and they'll try and nick something, and then they'll hold on to it. So they're going to go for a smash and grab tomorrow, and you know what? They're playing with freedom, so we've got to be so careful. Be so careful. Retro's put 1-0, but if Everton convert their set pieces, could be a heartbreaker. They got a lot of bully boy players like us. Yeah, they do.
they have.
Remember the game at their ground.
As I say, it's always been, and I mean it with all due respect, because the fact is people are not realising, and not kind of twigging. They're just all the media and everyone else. Then people don't actually realise who Arteta played under when he first started in this Premier League. Whether they do, and they're just wearing blinkers. All right, but he played under Moyes, David Moyes at Everton for, I believe, about 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 seasons before he came to us. No, 2011, so 6 seasons. I apologise, guys. So 6 seasons
Yeah.
under David Moyes. David Moyes never played with a striker, Tone.
Yeah.
Never. Set pieces, being strong, standing up for your teammate, that was David Moyes. This is Mikel Arteta's version of his old manager, basically, and that's why David Moyes is
It's
in
a
the
mix between Moyes and Guardiola, isn't it? Really,
This is what I'm saying. People are going, he can play that Guardiola way. And by the way, it weren't just Guardiola. I think some of the stuff that Guardiola was implementing was because of Arteta.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the old brains behind the operation. I'm saying he was a fresh kind of thing for him. He was a fresh idea, yeah. But in terms of being strong, being dark arts and doing whatever, he learned under David Moyes as well. So you got the beautiful football, you got the horrible that football in all due respect to David Moyes and what he's saying under him. He had Wenger with a beautiful football. He had the Pep Guardiola with the inverted fullbacks and whatever it might be, and your expansive football and whatever it might be. He's played and been with and learned off of 3 different styles of manager. So he's just coming out now and bringing these David Moyes about. So you could have master and apprentice, if you like, playing each other tomorrow. And it happened at Goodison Park, didn't it? We got the penalty, scored, wasn't really great. And Everton were trying to, they might not be the greatest in attack, but if we concede some silly set pieces, Tone, they can take advantage of it, because that's David Moyes' forte. That's how he got, get it on the big guy's head.
Yeah, and Grealish is very good at drawing free kicks as well.
Of course he is, mate. He'll get free kicks all day long the way he plays. That's why
I think he probably will go with Timber tomorrow, just because of the dealing with Grealish.
It could be. If Grealish starts, I think he's more than likely going to try to negate him for 60, 70 minutes and frustrate Grealish. Then if you have to, but yeah, I think we have to rotate one of them at least. And I think, Trossard's not there, because Calafiori was the reason why Trossard, in my opinion, was playing so well. Their link up and whatever. And the spaces Calafiori was creating for him. And, since Calafiori's kind of been in and out of being fit again, he's gone back to last season's Calafiori. Trossard's also dipped as well. But, yeah, I think he'll stick with the team.
I apologise. I think so. Grealish is actually out. Grealish and Alcaraz
are
out.
Is he?
That's going according to my research. He's not.
No, well, thank you for bringing it up, dude. I still think it'll be tight, but Grealish won't be winning as many set pieces, so it's obviously the big guy up top. Fair enough. Okay, mate. Yeah, a little bit relieved.
Is it Merkelenko? Is that how you pronounce it? Their fullback.
Mikelenko.
That's it. He always gives Saka a hard time.
Yeah.
So maybe Madueke starting might be something a little bit different, because he always seems to. I think he always seems to know how to mark Saka. Last couple of times we played them, he has marked Saka out of the game. So maybe something a bit different there.
That's it.
They've got McNeil. He loves a set piece. Beto, Drewsbury Hall, he's back in there. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
They're no mugs. They're no mugs, and we've got to be really careful. We've got to be really careful. I'm worried about Garner. Garner's in brilliant form. He's in brilliant form.
He's picking it up, mate. And Beto might not be the most prolific, but he can put himself about, mate. And he's a typical David Moyes centre forward, if you like, if you can call it, because he just does the job that David Moyes wants you to do.
Yeah, they've
And
got the
that's
perfect
it.
formula. Away from
Yeah.
home in the Premier League, they've got the perfect formula right now, and we've got to
That's
be
it.
so
That's
careful.
it. And
Be
that's
so careful.
we have to be. So I'm very much sort of in that game. Even we like with Grealish, but I still think there's other avenues that they can get us. So
Yeah.
got to keep our heads about us, Tone. Definitely.
No, definitely,
Mm.
definitely. Yeah, I think that's it for me, Wayne. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm more nervous than anything else about the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that we've got to do our job. It's an opportunity to go 10 points clear before City kick a ball, right? And that's the most important thing. Do our job. Go over to City. They've got a difficult game away to West
Listen,
Ham. Fight whatever.
West Ham want to stay up, Tone.
And that won't be
City are
easy.
chasing a 10 point deficit if we do our job, and that is where it's vitally important. I still think it'll be tough, whatever happens tomorrow. But yeah, it's up to us, Tone. You want to be champions. These are games you have to win. You have to win your home games now. You slipped up against Man United. That should be your only slip up of the season at home. I know we obviously drew against Man City as well, but what I mean is you have to win every single home
Yeah.
game from now to the end of the season. Defend for your lives against City, and come away from the Etihad with a point. Anything better will be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that will tell you that
Yeah.
if you winning there would win you the league, but
Yeah.
do your job at home, and it's up to us tomorrow. Just
If we
do our
go
job
there, we go.
every single game time.
Yeah.
It's up to us. Do your job.
If we finish the weekend 10 points clear at the top of the table, or even 9 points clear, that we go into the international break.
Yeah, we don't play football.
Right.
We don't play Premier League
No.
football for a month, Tone.
Yeah.
So
they've got to sit on that.
yeah.
And I think obviously we've got the League
Let's
Cup
have
final
no regrets in
that,
the league. Let's have
FA
no regrets
Cup.
in the league, son.
Yeah, so we got to do our job. We got to do our job.
Yeah.
And talking to the devil earlier, mate. He's on. Jas Pende joins us. How are you, mate? There are many things about our set piece, defending tactics, fluidity, attacking prowess, and Eza. Leave Eza alone, mate. Leave him.
Anyway, thanks for joining, mate.
We don't handle pressure going 10 clear. It gives us full control. It's different kind of pressure. Yeah, it is, because we can go into a game now. It's not. Well, yes, we have to win, but it's like if we lose, there's a cushion. Don't forget though, City have got a game in hand, so I think we need to go at least 12 points. Let's keep winning.
I think City's next two Premier League games, if I'm not mistaken, are away to West Ham and away to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So
we've got Bournemouth next. After
we've
this
got
game,
Everton and Bournemouth, both at home. Both need to be wins. Put these guys under pressure. Listen, as someone said as well, I mean, look, there's West Ham boys saying, "Oh, they're going to absolutely smash us," and they more than likely will. But I think that could be a tricky one, and it can be tricky at Chelsea. Just do our job first and put them under the pressure. Change the pressure from us to them.
Just Pende's, but yeah, good point there. Declan needs to go back to being a 6 and play Eza on the left tomorrow. Yeah, Wayne's still firing that.
I will be fine. No, but whether he's joking or not, he believe that this is what I'm saying. There, it's the last kind of, for me, last chance saloon a Jazz for to put Eza on the left. If you put him on the left, and then if he's not doing it, and then you go, "Oh, I'll stand up," and I'll go, "You know what? Well, it has been great, but it's kind of not all worked out really, Eza." But I still believe that in the right system, in the right place, yeah. And I think Subi should be coming out. If you're not going to put Norgard, Tone, you could go with Vanessa. You could go with. I mean, if this is where if you had a Wanyeri, you had a Moreno fit, you wouldn't worry about Erdegaard. But tomorrow could be a game where you could play Rice in the 6 and Erdegaard and Eza as your number 10, your 8 and 10s or whatever, and then have your wingers and your Saka and Noni and your striker. It's the options we haven't got at the moment, which we are struggling with. Because obviously, you got to look at, do we put Havertz in the 10? But I get what you're saying. I think Declan at 6 for me is a phenomenal player, and he has to. That's what we need to go back to, because he's great at just breaking play up. He's
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed in the Champions League they swapped over Zubi and Rice for about 5-10 minutes, where Rice sat in the 6 and Zubi went in the 8. Did you notice that?
The thing is he's not progressing the ball forwards anymore, Subi. So you're struggling. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem.
I'm actually serious, as I don't like, as much as I don't like Eza, he would do better than Nelly and Trossard, both very much off form. Yeah,
This is my thing, mate. I think you might if he was played from the left more often. I think you'd like Eza more, Jasper. That's my opinion. I've seen
he'd
enough
have
of
a
him
bit
to
more
know
freedom
that
out there, wouldn't he? They'd have a bit more
he's
freedom.
he's just an explosive player, mate. The problem is he's not as much as like me and Tony said earlier in the season. I said, oh, maybe you can drop Erdegaard back, but Erdegaard can't hack it physically as a number 8. Subi though is he can hack it. It's just his ability. He's not playing the balls forward. So when you haven't got an
Yeah.
Erdegaard in there, you're going to need that player. Eze is not that guy, guys. He really isn't that. He is that guy. He's that give me the ball, bang. He isn't going to dictate. He's ball against City to pick Martinelli out. He's done it a few times. Was great. I think he's picked Martinelli out twice to lead to goals. But I just think as much as he can do stuff like that, that isn't his overall game. And I say just blast fire the dice. You've put 60 million on this guy. You can't trust him in a 10. Put him from the left.
Jasper has put, boys, do you think I'm starting to feel our Spurs win wasn't special? Everyone is banging them left, right, and centre. Yeah, Spurs are
It's
in a good place right now.
I think I still. Pardon me, guys. I apologise. I still think that when it comes to North London derbies, there's a different thing. We've had it where Tottenham have been
Form
good,
goes out the
we've been
window.
shit. But I just think form goes out the window. I get what you're saying. I think Spurs are struggling. Spurs are banging trouble, and their players are not fighting for them. We've had it. We were never as bad that low down, but we had players not fighting for the badge either. So we as Arsenal fans have known over the years, Aubameyang wouldn't fight for it. You had Mkhitaryan, like what he wouldn't fight for it. You had like Mustafi wasn't good enough to fight for it. Holding wasn't good enough to fight for it. Attitude wise, sorry, is what I should be saying, not players who are not good enough. But like you had your Aubameyangs, and stuff like that. You had Adebayor in the past, you've had Nasri. Players that are just there to stepping stones. And that's what Spurs are going through at the moment. So yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, but I think that sometimes it does go out the window in North London derbies. You can't predict anything.
Retros, but I don't like Zubimendi. It's harsh. I'd rather have Norgard start ever since we signed him. He's never been my cup of tea. I think modern Spanish players like to flap around too much, expect fouls for nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there, Retro. I think that he's not in form at the moment, Zubi, for me, and I think he has got a mistake in him. Whenever you're watching him, you just feel like he's going to get the ball away. And every single time I've seen him in the last 10 games, he can't play a 5-yard pass, Wayne. He'll have moments where he'll give the ball
He's
away.
woefully out of form, Tony. He's woefully out of form, and this is the
But
problem.
why don't he trust Norgard? Why is Norgard not
This
getting
is the
any
problem.
minutes?
No, he doesn't trust Norgard, and he doesn't trust MLS. And the problem is, there you only have a fit players who can play in the middle of the park at that moment. Like as I say, Erdegaard, he's not strong enough to be your thing. Like Rice can do a lot, And as a Jasper said, if you're going to put Rice in the 6, he's mopping up, he's picking the ball up. As much as I like a box crashing Rice, we haven't seen Rice crash the box much this season and put the ball in the back of the net. 23-20, when we first started, he started to do it where Partey was sitting because Partey didn't have the legs. Supermendy sitting, it means he's constantly under pressure. Rice can be under pressure, he can receive under pressure, he can tackle, last minute tackles. Supermendy's woefully out of form. So tomorrow you either get Norgard in that team or you play him as the lone 6 and you get 2 10s.
That's Pende's, but maybe we need to rethink English football. As much as we say it's been the best league, other league teams have come and destroyed English teams, even if we were poor. Yeah, you know what? There's actually there's big coverage about that. Not a lot. The English teams did not get much joy in the Champions League this week. Obviously, City got absolutely hammered by
I'd also
Madrid.
like to say as well. Sorry, Tone, and sorry, guys. It's a long day. You late dinner and then you're tired. So I apologise, but I think it's the thing is with it, mate. Is it's such a try in the English league. It's so intense every week that when you're coming up against these teams in continental competitions, you're going to struggle as well. You're going to get battered. You're going to get battered. Some of these guys, their legs are going there. there's a different way. It's such a tough league. I don't think it's the best league for entertainment purposes anymore.
No,
Because it's become a tactical gold mine. It's can I out tactic this guy? We're playing Arsenal. Let's put a low block in. Let's teams do it now, Tony. Other managers want to will be think the opposite manager, and football goes out the window because they negate it. They get their little pins on that board when they're in there. They go, "We've got to negate this guy. We've got to negate
minute
this guy." So
details.
you're there.
Yeah,
You're there. You just, it's not a 4-4-2. It's not a 4-3-3. It's not a 4-5-1. Oh, we've got to sit in today, so we'll stick five at the back. This is designed and with systems to stop the other team from playing, and that's where the football is going to be because it's a game of chess now. It's not the most entertaining league in the world, but if we're going to win it, I won't be complaining much. But yeah, it's
no,
just right.
take
It's
it.
not the best league in the world anymore. No.
Yeah, Retro's put, even if you played Ben White or Timber in a defensive midfielder, there, I'd be happier. I think he's referring back to the Zubi comment there. But I mean,
He struggled big
oh
time when he
yeah,
told him
he has
the last
struggled. He
13
has
games.
struggled. I'm not sure whether Timber or Ben White. I'll take your point. I'm not sure that they would do much better in that role.
I think we need. It's more so the
We need
expression. Like
legs in there, don't we?
you've got your DM tone in Declan Rice. He's your DM, right? He should be that one. It's who you play alongside him, and we need to get that ball forward. Tone. We need players to be expressed, and maybe that's like someone pointed out. People are saying about it, but now you're wondering why Erdegaard is operating in Zubi's level, Zubi's pitch, because Zubi's not progressing the ball as much as we'd want that kind of player too. Through balls and whatever. He's not doing it enough. What's he being told by the manager as well? That's the question as well, Tone.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Just Penny's put the English teams like the physicality. People are just passing them out the park and not
Yeah,
using the physical nature of the game. Champions League teams are coming to play football. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. And I think
this
we
is it,
forgot.
mate. This
I
is
think we're
exactly it,
forgetting how
Jazz.
to play that football now.
Outplay him. You can if you get the football and you're good enough, and you've got the attacking talent. PSG, Madrid, Barcelona. These teams have got the attacking talent to really hurt you. And it's such a tactical game that you're fighting every week to get points in the Premier League. It's a tough league now. And this is why, as well, we're getting so disrespected, but we're sitting top of it when it's a tough league. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool walked the league last year. This year, they've struggled. They spent all this money and they've struggled. The team's attack, this change is totally changing now. So Arteta's getting dug out because he's adapted to it, Tone.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
yeah. Just Penny put Timber. I have questions since the new year on his own format right back. Far less playing him in DM. Yeah,
Yeah.
his
I
legs are
think
gone.
if he found out certain teams, I couldn't put him in.
I'm actually glad that
necessarily
Grealish isn't
DM.
playing tomorrow because he would run Timber
If
ragged
Grealish
at this
if
moment in
Grealish
time.
ain't playing, then you've got to look at maybe giving White a 60-minute run out.
Yeah, Just Penny's put another one in there. The funny thing with Eza and Odegaard is when Eza plays, we miss Odegaard. When Odegaard plays, we miss Eza. Yeah,
It's it's
yeah.
it's a catch
I
22.
do agree with that. Yeah.
It's one of them. You just as fans, we don't know where to sit, but that's the thing.
It's the old saying, isn't it? You
Erdegaard
don't know
does
what
the
you lost until
unicorn
it's gone.
tone. We wanted it, didn't we? We wanted him to be
Yeah.
expressive, son, didn't we? So yeah, I get that, Jazz. For it is that because look, I've got to say, I've said to Tony, and Tony will back me up. I'm sure he might have heard me say it before, Jazz, but I just think like Erdegaard should be regarded as a finisher. When we lost control against Wolves, right? That was an ideal game just to get an Erdegaard to bore the pants off of everybody and keep the ball, keep it ticking around. You don't necessarily have to do front, just get the ball, keep hold of it. That's what I think an Erdegaard can do. I think, in my opinion, I don't think he's been anywhere near the level that we need going forward. But whatever we want to say with the frustrations, we have to remember and keep remembering we're still in 4 competitions. So wherever we say stuff, we're still there, Tone. So we can moan about certain players and individuals and how this one plays and
Oh,
how we missed
exactly.
that one. But
Exactly.
we are still
And we've got a good
doing the
pathway
business, however
in
poor
FA
these
Cup
players have
and
been.
Champions League. We've got a really good
So
pathway.
we're,
So
we're still we're still there. We're
yeah.
still in it. We're still in it all to win it, Tone. I'm not saying we're going to win all. I'm saying we're just there. And yeah, we need some improvement though, guys. We really do.
Cool. Last comment, and I think we'll close
We'll
it
have to
down
end it.
there.
Yeah,
Wayne.
we've Jasper's come on. We've extended a bit. We were
He's come
going to
on for the
Jasper,
last
but
10
thanks for
and
the
kept us
comments,
up.
matey.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tone. Read these out. I just wanted
Well,
to
mate, I'll read
say.
this one out, and then we'll call it there, mate. So same thing is starting to happen with Saka and Noni as well. Saka was so poor last game that injury has ruined him. Yeah, we were just discussing that, mate, before you
Yeah,
joined.
mate.
That hamstring injury has completely ruined his confidence. I don't know if you guys noticed. Watch him next time he plays. He's reluctant to have that burst of pace. You notice that, Wayne? He doesn't want to.
No,
He'll
I
hold the
know,
ball up.
Tony.
He won't take a
He's
man
so.
on.
It's a tough one because you look at Noni taking people on, and then Noni can frustrate you, and then you're wishing for Saka. It's what it is as well, Jazz, for to kind of leave the final fault and leave the final fault with Tony, is that the players have not been consistent enough, Tone, for you to say Saka hasn't been good to go. Noni's not going to get in here. Noni hasn't been good enough to keep for you to consistently say he's got to play over Saka. The same on the other wing. You've not got you're all going. Oh, we're all going. Oh, actually, Erdegaard might be. Erdegaard will still come in and do that passing horseshoe. I'm saying that can help. That could have helped us against certain teams to keep that ball away from them. So we're all good. It's all going to happen because not everyone's performing above and beyond time.
Yeah.
And I'll
Everyone in the
leave it with
front.
you, my friend.
Yeah.
You close it
I'll
up,
read
mate,
this out and
with your
I'll close
thoughts.
this
Yeah,
out.
start with your
I'll close
thoughts
this
as
out.
well, mate. Your final
Cool.
thoughts.
Yeah, just Penny's put everyone in the front four is frustrating. Can't name one who is good this season. Yeah, that none of them are in form, right? And you sort of have to think about it and go, how the hell are we top of the league? Because we have been grinding out results. And I think the facts are, if you take our set pieces out, we aren't top of the league in a lot of games. No. That's the facts. Does it matter though? Does it matter? We've found a way to win games of football, right? Even if we've been playing well, that's something we haven't done for the last 20 years, in my opinion. We haven't found ways to win games and win them ugly. So getting people joining now. We're about to sign off.
Yeah,
Christopher, good evening, mate. Welcome
thanks
to
for joining, mate. I agree with that comment. Yeah, he should be on the bench.
Yeah, Darwin's at least on the bench. He did not play for you on 21. Yeah, I think Darwin will be
there, mate.
I think he'll be in that.
He's there,
the last 7 games we've got, Wayne, Darwin's going to be on that bench, and he needs to start using them. In my opinion, that guy, he's an intelligent little footballer, and I think he can do a job for us. In tight, if tomorrow's really tight, bring him on. He'll draw fouls from players. If anything, he might even get you a penny because for some reason teams panic with him. He's just explosive to the point where they'll just kick him. But yeah, good point though, Chris. Good point there, mate. Yeah. Thank you for joining the show. Just if Darwin is there, that means Odegaard is still out. Otherwise, there is no space on the bench.
Yeah, Jazz, I know obviously late boom. Obviously, I've just said to Tony and mentioned to Tony as well, mate. Apparently, whether you believe it or not, and again, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. That Gyökeres didn't train, Trossard didn't train, and Erdegaard didn't train today. So it could be looking likely that they're out. I'm not sure about Yok, but if necessary, you can obviously tweak the start. But yeah, I think Dalman will be there. I don't think Erdegaard at this moment in time. And this is my worry time before we kind of close off is with Erdegaard. Is he worried about the World Cup?
Yeah, Wayne up front. Here we go.
Ask Tony. I did. Me and Tony for a year, and we played together. And he was me winger. I was up front, mate. I'll go and do it for the boys. I'd like to say though to you, Chazva, in my current state, I'd make Gyökeres look like prime Ronaldo. So, but I would give it a go for the Arsenal, mate, 100%. Yeah. If they ain't got a fit enough one, I'll put the jersey on for them. I'll give it a good go.
Yeah. Be a good ball boy, Wayne, wouldn't you?
Thanks for joining again, Jazz, for everyone joining. I'll be a great, yeah. You think, if you think Gyökeres is going to struggle.
Yeah.
But I'll give it a good go because I'm wearing the badge on my chest, but the quality wouldn't quite be there.
Cool. We'll call it there. Unfortunately, guys, there's no watch along tomorrow. I'm having to attend a surprise party. I don't think they're watching this channel.
Don't you just give it away, Toe?
But yeah, no, I'm not going to be around for the watch along. But Wayne will do a quick catch up after he's home from the game. So feel like come on and join him, guys.
Yeah, come on, give a few comments. It'd just be a quick breakdown, guys. 10 to 15. Hopefully a good one.
And I'll be back on Monday, guys, for the preview for the Champions League game on Tuesday. thick and fast. The games are coming.
Yeah, content coming. The games are coming as well. Join the Gooner Booth. That's all we got to say, Tony.
Yes. But it'll be my first watch on I haven't done in a while, so I'm absolutely gutted because I actually enjoyed doing them, and it's going to be a case of catching the game out and about, which I hate doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you too, buddy. Have a good evening.
Retro, we always appreciate everyone that joins and the regulars as well, and old and new. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for the comments as well.
Yes, no worries. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, we appreciate all your support. 825 subscribers, absolutely amazing.
Guys,
we never thought we'd be anywhere near that. When we started this channel, we've done it because we enjoy our club. We love talking about, and we're passionate about our team, and we just wanted to share it with you all. But so we do appreciate your support and joining the Gooner Booth family. So, on that note, I will say good evening and have enjoy the rest of your weekends. Wayne will catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Thanks for joining. Take care, guys.